the original series that we put together back then, the original cast of X-Men. And this is the current lineup, which is basically the same characters, but with Disney money, they look a lot better now. And let me start off with the opening titles that I did go ahead and I drew the intro for the X-Men. But what you guys don't know is that I drew about 3 minutes of X-Men stuff, and we had to cut it down to 1:03, 2 seconds. So this is what you guys saw.
Feedback from our mic here.
Oh.
Probably too close to the speaker. And
Yeah.
you might have to like project and stick further.
I can't hear you, Larry.
Okay, here we go. This one that you guys. I guess I'm projecting. I don't want to get that feedback stuff going. This is the guy who actually did compose the music. His name is Ron Wasserman. He's the guy who actually did that. No matter what you see in the credits, it was this guy who created the music for the X-Men. He also did the Power Rangers. Ron Wasserman. He was work for hire for Haim Saban and Shuki Levy. They're the ones who got the credit for it and get the money for it. But this is the guy who actually created the music. I know. It doesn't get any money for it. Yeah, because it was a work for hire. Yeah. I know Saban got all the bucks.
What, thousands of
Times.
today,
Oh, yeah.
all over the world?
Yeah. But he got other work after this, but this was him. It was him. Just so you guys know, this is currently the guy who's in charge of X-Men 97. His name is Jake. And he's the guy currently doing, season 1, 2, and 3. Really good guy. Talked to him, and he's really into the X-Men. He does the things that I like to do, the fan moments for you guys that you'll enjoy once you see season 2. I know I'm on season 3, so I can't talk about it. But when we started, when we started doing the X-Men back in 1992, it was 3 fanboys, just so you know, and so it's the 3 of us who got the X-Men on the air. This is my friend Will Minio. He was one of the 3 of us who got to do the X-Men. Will was really good at politics, so he could plow through all the politics ahead of time, right? And my other friend was Rick Holberg, who was he loves Star Wars and stuff, and he was actually instrumental into designing a lot of the characters' designs and everything for the show. And the third one is me. I was working on the show too.
And look at that body of work, right?
Yeah, I directed about 12 different shows, worked on 75 different series. And I just threw this one in because I want to show you. I did have hair once, okay? It's gone now, but reckon I used to be there. And some of these voice actors that are coming up are already here on the panel with us. Mr. Wolverine, Mr. Adamantium. Miss Holly is there. There's Guy, Mr. Sunspot. I got Professor X here. We got the fantastic Catherine. Mr. Ruben. This is famous Mr. Sinister, Chris Britton. We got Bishop, which is Isaac. He's not here. We have Adrian, who was Nightcrawler in both series, X-Men and X-Men 97. That's Mr. Magneto, Matthew, who's not here. That was Chris, was original Gambit, who's now Cable in the current series. That's our fantastic Rogue, Lenore. That's our Storm, Allison. This is the super intelligent Beast, George. This was Jubilee in the first series. This is our current Jean Grey, Jennifer. This is the new Gambit, AJ. I can't pronounce that last name. Like, yeah, I always mess it up. This is Cyclops, and my God, he sounds just like the original guy. Yes. This is the new Morph. John, he just says JP. Carliac, something like that. Yeah. And most people don't. This is the original Bishop, Philip Aiken. And this is the original Cyclops, Norm Spencer. Yeah.
What a thrill to get to do these characters. Like, I've been reading Sunspot in the comics for years, and just getting to see him as kind of like the new Jubilee, the person who's like our point of view character that we get to see things through. It's kind of a basic question, but I want to know, for you guys, what was your favorite moment, either in the recording or when you finally got to see the show put together, for your characters? We'll start with Guy and work our way this way.
Well, I think I can name two. I mean, the first one was definitely the first day of recording for me. I mean, this is my first major animation role, or even like, you know, having a big arc in any show. So, and obviously being part of such an IP that I grew up loving and watching. And so I get there and I meet the team virtually, and to hear them tell me, you know, this is your character, this is, you know, we're gonna work around you. It just felt so special, something I've been, you know, after as an actor for so long. So that was very special. And then the premiere that we had, the Fen event, it was so incredible. I had never been to a Comic-Con before, so this whole universe was very new to me. And when I was walking Hollywood Boulevard and I saw this huge line of cosplayers and people waiting, and you know, then meeting the cast and then watching it in the big screen, such a great theater. It was so amazing. I was so nervous, you know, I guess we're all a little bit, you know, to see ourselves and to, in this case, hear ourselves. Everybody was so freaking amazing, and it was so awesome to hear the excitement live with the fans, you know, something that we'll probably not experience again, so yeah.
Yeah, a lot of what you guys do is like Kathy was saying, you're in such a vacuum, you know, especially if you, when did you start recording for the season? 2022? Okay, so not in lockdown, but still very much in our pajamas and not wanting to go out because, you know, so just to be around humans again and experience that must have really been, same thing for me hosting a YouTube channel. I get to meet, you know, you guys and stuff. Holly, what about you? Anything regarding Jubilee that was like a big...
all of it. So
yeah.
I like everybody here, most of the people in the new cast grew up watching the show, and you're talking about the theme song, you know, sort of like conveying the feel of the show, but it's also the conveyance of like our excitement on Saturday mornings, like, you know, like it's that pump up sort of like thing, like watching that, you get the goosebumps, like it just gets you excited to watch it. So you know, every moment is my favorite moment. When I found out I was going to be when I found I was cast, when I found out that there was going to be a revival, that it was going to be a revival, a continuation of the original show, that I was going to be on the same show as Lenore Zann and Cal Dodd and Catherine Disher and everybody. And then when I was reading the script for the Motendo episode, you know, flipping through going like, no way! Then I go into session and like, you know, this is all so cool. And then at the end, they're like, okay, I think we have everything we need for today. I was like, wait, am I also doing the voice of older Abscissa? And they were like, yeah, we have something else in mind for that. You know.
You didn't know?
No. So finding out that I was that Allison Court was gonna come back for that.
Which was, I mean, I don't know how up this, on the Screen Crush videos we always stop and catch people up. In that episode, older Jubilee is voiced by the original Jubilee actor, which it was amazing. It was so good. Yeah.
And then going in for ADR and getting to hear her playback and getting to have the very kind words that she shared with production, shared with me, and getting to meet her at the fan event, getting to watch the first episodes, at that fan event, that was the first time that we got to see finished product, and I was excited to be part of the show, but also it could have sucked. You're making a show, you think it's great, but I don't know what it's gonna be like. And then I not only did it not suck, I had no concept of how good it was going to be until we were watching these first 3 episodes, and I was there with a couple of friends, and one of them is very discerning and would have been honest, if he didn't like it, but all I just heard him saying throughout the whole thing was awesome. All of that, meeting Allison Court. I cried when I met Lenore Zan, getting to Miki, getting to meet everybody at conventions, and then getting to watch it, just as a fan, as an audience member myself.
Well, as a fan, I want to say I think Motendo and Remember It are probably the best 1-2 punch of any TV, and definitely any Marvel DC show. But that was taking me back to Batman, that was incredible. I still cry when I think of Remember It. That was you guys just have so much to be proud of there. Ross, what about you?
I've said this before, but this show, the original animated series, was the reason why I became an actor in the first place. So getting a chance to even audition for it 3.5 years ago was, it was I could play the tiniest role on this thing and I'd be thrilled. The fact that I was able to play Professor X and now Apocalypse next season is just I've said I don't care if I do anything else after this. I will be happy to die after this show and be like, yep, I'm good. That's fine. That's it. That's it's such a well-rounded show. It's beautifully written. It's beautifully acted. It's beautifully edited. The animation's incredible. It's only gotten better, I think, over the years. But there was one moment that I loved seeing on the actual screen was with Magneto and Professor X inside Magneto's head, and he's trying to appeal to his humanity and be like, there's a great what does he say? There's a great power in seeing yourself in other people, and I just thought that was such a beautiful line. And everybody who worked on this project was either a fan of the original or was in the original, and it shows. When you have great material that everyone loves, it's always going to be a better product. And also when you let the nerds take over, I've said it before, it's always going to be better when you actually have real nerds running the show. From the first iteration to this iteration, it's true. Let the nerds take over. It's better.
I just wanted to say that before, when I said, you're not doing an impression of Cedric. What you've managed to do is do your own thing, your own totally own thing with Professor X, and there's just an homage in there that is, I don't know how you do it. It's magic, because it's not an impression. It's you, and it's a totally original take on Professor X, and yet you've got that homage in there, which is the reason that my hair stands on it.
I watched a lot of the show when I was a kid, over and over again. So it's just kind of in there. It's just in there,